Dennis, go ahead and respond to
So
Dark.
my question is, why are we obligated to move as a tribe? Why are we obligated to do what Asians and Latinos do? And when I dig into that question, those men are patriarchs of their community. The women actually give them submission in exchange
And when
for
I dig into that question,
and
those
provision.
men are patriarchs.
Is that me? There's an echo here somewhere.
Yeah, that was Waves. I muted him.
Okay, so we don't get that in return. Here's another problem that we have. African American women over about the past 8 or 9 years have had 1.2 million children, over and above the amount of children that black men have sired in this country. In other words, black men have about 6.8 million children that they've sired. Black women have given birth to 8.2 million children, which means they're having children who are the offspring of white men, Asian men, and Latino men. Are black men in the black community also obligated to take care of those children? And how is that going to work out? Um, my thing is this, until we begin to force people to take personal responsibility for their actions and suffer the consequences, they're not going to change. And I don't think becoming the welfare system that the government is no longer willing to provide is going to cause them to change. I don't think it's your obligation as a young man to be for you. Black men use more condoms than anybody else. We have less children than anybody else. You shouldn't be obligated to use your time, energy, and resources taking care of someone else's child. It's not fair. It's not right. And I definitely wouldn't do that to my child. And I'm not doing it myself. Let me say this, and I'll wrap this point up. I can't take care of your son or your daughter the way I can my own. I am not going to feel bound to spend the amount of money and time that I spend on my own children. I'm not going to do it. Your child is going to be neglected. I'm telling you now, the reason I don't date out, or the reason I don't date single mothers, is because when I look at my sons, I'm compelled to spend money, time, energy, and resources. They're going to go to their jujitsu. They're going to take first class flights. They're going to get suits. They're going to have their college tuition paid for. I'm not going to spend that same amount of money on your kids. So your child is going to be neglected. So even fathers who have children, uh, I tell them don't date, especially if you know that child is going to be neglected. I too am from Los Angeles. I was born and raised in LA, and I get it. There's just going to be differences. And let me say this, and I'll wrap it up. I don't want other men raising my kids. I know the caliber of man I am, and most men don't reach that level for a long time. They don't have the breadth or understanding of manhood or what boys need that I do, because I saw so much and I've taken time to practice and plan being a father before I was a father. And I would never trust my son's development to another man. So